What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be looking at the book titled Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And this was a man that experienced 3 years of suffering in the concentration camp of the Nazis during World War II. So let's get straight into the video. Viktor Frankl is someone that spent 3 years in the Nazi concentration camp. And the first time they got to the camp, they were in groups. So immediately they got to the camp, they were separated into different sections. And the sections were based on those who were strong, physically strong or mentally strong, and those who were weak. So there was a rumor that spread among the camp that those who were strong were to be moved for labor. So some people decided to act weak. And later after the selection, so later found out that the people that decided to act weak were burnt to death. After the event of the people that passed away, Franklin took it upon himself based on what he has learned as a psychologist. He believed that whatever situation you find yourself, you have to be strong and bold even when it is not convenient. So after their capture, almost 2 months passed by, and a lot of people that could not bear the suffering or could not find the meaning to their suffering either killed themselves or committed suicide. And he illustrated a point about himself that when he saw the suffering coming to him, he took it as a challenge that how much can I bear in life? Franklin gave a phrase saying that the big deal of the issue is to stop questioning the meaning of life and to start acting as if life is actually questioning you. What is the meaning of your life? What are you here to prove to us? He gave a very palatable way to answer the question of life, and said the best way to answer the question of life is to find an active way of living, such as either helping people, building a business, learning skills, or helping those who are around you that needs help in full. Then he had the opportunity to escape when he was in the camp, but he refused to escape because his life was already depending on those people, because him as a doctor was helping the sick and he was also working at the same time. So he had double experience and double challenges compared to the people who fell sick or who fell weak based on their circumstance. So he already found meaning in helping those persons survive. So he was not willing to give up his freedom for that. So he said the meaning of life should not just be absolute or definite, but it should be reinvented based on your current situation. And there was an example of people don't take time to think about life. They don't take time to think about the impact they can have to others until maybe they are disabled. Then they become mentally paralyzed, whereby they start thinking that without my hands or my legs, what can I do? And I said before we get to such a point, we should start thinking of what we can do to help our society and help the people around us, so that we can give it a defined meaning and not expecting a meaning from it. Viktor Frankl also explained that in the concentration camp, they realized that everything can be taken from a man except from his freedom, and the freedom is the freedom of choice based on what he does. And I said the meaning of life is to give meaning to life, and he gave a very significant story about an inmate of him that was sleeping and was having a very terrible nightmare, whereby from the nightmare you can see the person struggling, and he wanted to wake the person up, but he decided not to wake the person up because the reality in which the person is living is worse than whatever nightmare that person is having. One of the major things he implied in his life when he was in the concentration camp was that he kept his faith and in hope in being favored, that whatever he does is going to be significant and is not going to pass away through that, whereby other people who passed away lost their faith and their hope. Your faith and your hope is to command you to be happy every time, and pursuit for happiness on its own will drain you out. So as a person, what you have to focus on is that once you have a why, you can bear anyhow. And he said meaning is the root of happiness. So he gave an illustration of someone in the camp who lost his wife, and this man was sad and depressed because his wife passed away. So Viktor Frankl asked him that if you are the one that passed away, what do you want your wife to be experiencing? he said that would even be worse because he cannot watch her, he cannot allow her bear that pain, and said, but she has gone now, she's not the one bearing the pain. So the man's sadness reduced. So he was cured from his depression just because they gave him a meaning to his suffering. On the finalizing of his book, he said the purpose and the reason of writing the book is that we need to understand that humans, no matter any area we are, we might not be in the most difficult situation, but we need to realize that suffering tends to stop being suffering when we find a meaningful why or a meaningful reason to continue in that process, whereby we should look at it in terms of giving and helping other persons. So thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and see you right in the next video.